You have been lied to your entire life about the online space. Everyone's saying you need to hustle, you need to go to monk mode, you need to make sacrifices, take massive risks. You have to do this one thing, and it's the only way you're going to make money online. And I'm here to tell you it's all BS. And I'm going to walk you through every single lie that you have been told up until this point. So, if you're looking to get into the space, or you're already in the space, watch this video throughout, because it's important to understand what you really need to do to see success, well and truly, from someone that's doing it, from someone that's done it, and from someone that's learning from a bunch of people, okay? I'm here to pull back the curtain, okay? So, let's get into it. The first thing, hustle culture. You do not need to work 12 to 16 hours a day, every single day. You don't. As humans, we can only really focus for 2 hours at a time, and you can only really do that 2 to 3 times a day. So that's 4 to 6 hours of work a day that you should be doing. If you do that consistently, 4 to 6 hours, rather than 12 to 16 hours, you're gonna be much better off for it. One, because, well and truly, it's basically the same. Like I said, you can only really focus for that amount of time, and doing 12 to 16 hours, you're kind of just wasting time, in all honesty. So, don't be in such a rush. Understand it's gonna take time, it's part of the process, part of the journey. And you don't need to lock yourself away from everyone until you get the job done, because you can do it by just working 4 to 6 hours every single day. Just making sure that you're consistent and the work that you're doing is actually moving the needle and it's in the direction that will allow you to achieve your goals, and you'll do it. Because this whole monk mode kind of ideology is going to make you a very unhappy person. You're not going to be happy. You're not going to be someone that in the long term is going to be happy. You have to understand that money is not happiness. I know a lot of people say that. And I think the prime example is looking at someone like Elon Musk, who's probably the richest man in the world. He has ketamine treatments because he's depressed. He is overworked, burnt out, and so what he needs to do is do ketamine treatments to battle that. Do you want to live your life like that, having to do stuff like that? One, it's extremely expensive, so don't do it. Don't put yourself in a position like that. Put yourself in a position where you're just working every single day consistently, and you'll still get the results without the whole unhappiness and burnout and overworking. You don't want to be overworked. You want to be performing at your best every single day. So go to the gym, eat well, sleep well, so that you can be doing that, and surround yourself with the right kind of people that will help you get to your goal, and do the actions that are aligned with your goals. It's very simple. Now, second, you need to take massive risks. Again, you don't. I myself took a massive risk when I was starting in the high ticket sales space. I was literally put myself in a position I would not recommend anyone going. I had 50 pounds left to my name with no income in sight, and my back was against the wall, well and truly. And yes, I do think being uncomfortable is good for you. But being that uncomfortable, it is not stable. It is not sustainable. You are just going to overwork yourself and put yourself in a position where you aren't happy. Again, it's more than just about the money. Again, be uncomfortable though. Like, that is important. Like, put yourself in uncomfortable position where you have to make shit happen, because that breeds someone that will, be successful. But at the same time, don't go over the top, because people see success at different rates, at different levels. A great analogy here would be, let's look at like Olympic runners, right? They're all there to do the 400-meter race, but they all finish at different times. They all get to the finish line at different times. The people that usually get there first were the ones who literally were consistent and worked hard. And that can be you, because the people who probably finish last, in all honesty, are the people that overworked themselves. You don't need to do that. You don't need to overwork yourself. You don't need to burn out. It's not sustainable, so don't do it. But again, uncomfortability. Having that uncomfortableness of like, I kind of need to make this work, but that doesn't mean like you're like me, where you had barely any money to your name. You had a deadline to having to do this, because if not, you were going to have to get a 9 to 5. Because it could have very easily gone that way, and it could have derailed my entire success up until this point. I could not be here right now. I could still be working in a 9 to 5, because it's important to understand that it is important, obviously, to make yourself uncomfortable, but at the same time, had I not done it in the time frame that I needed to do it in, it would have derailed completely. It would have knocked my confidence, my ego, having to take a step back and go to a 9 to 5. That's tough. And I don't know how I would have responded to that, right? Because, well, I didn't live it. So it's important to understand that, okay? The third one, you don't need to make massive sacrifices in relationships, in your health, everything, okay? Go to the gym, look after yourself. Like I said, perform like a high performer. eat well, sleep well, go to the gym, train, play sports if you don't like the gym, do something. Because what that's going to allow you to do is, like I said, perform at your best. Perform at your best day in, day out. You're going to succeed. You will, right? It's part of it. Don't cut off your friends. Don't do this, don't do that. But at the same time, be sensible, right? If you want to make 10K a month, someone who is making 10K a month does not party all the time, does not do stupid shit all the time. They are sensible. They make decisions that are aligned for their future, and their actions align with their goals. So what I mean by that is they go to the gym, they eat well, they sleep well. They don't go partying all the time. They don't smoke weed all the time. They don't drink all the time. So don't do that either. Because what you also need to understand is if your friends truly care for you and are truly your friends, you will know that while doing this. I've lost a few friends while doing this. It's just part of it. Because they didn't have my best interests at heart. The people who did are still around me today. And the people that aren't, are not, right? It's that simple. You will lose friends. It's part of life. But do not cut them out of your life. Let it happen naturally, because that's the best way to do it. You don't want to cut off good people, good friends. Because I was kind of headed towards that direction myself, and luckily someone was like, grabbed me and stopped me and was like, what are you doing? And I'm very thankful for that. So that's another thing. Don't make massive sacrifices, okay? You don't need to. Even if you have, let's say, a 9 to 5, you don't need to quit your 9 to 5 to make this happen. All you need to do is think logically and rationally. Okay, let's say you're in the UK, you work 9 to 5. Okay, what that means is all your productive work either comes before or after that. I'd recommend doing it after. So 5 p.m. You might think to yourself, well, who wants to jump on a call? Who can I close now in the UK? It's kind of a tough one. So what you do is you work with a US company, speak to US leads where it's in the morning at 5 p.m. And that is how you get it done, okay? You don't need to sacrifice your job. You do not need to put yourself in that position, right? Now, fourth one, it's easy. Making money online is so easy, right? It's complete BS. You don't need it. It's literally, I don't think I need to tell you this. If I do, then I do. But well and truly, it's not easy. It takes work. It isn't easy. It's hard, but it is simple. For example, sales, high ticket closing. You want to be good at it? You want to be a 10K a month earner? Okay, get very good at sales and make sure you're outreaching to businesses so that you work with a business that is making you 10K a month. And initially when you're starting, especially if you have no experience, it's harder because you don't have any experience that you can rely on. Like the real world, in real life that we live, a company is not going to hire you if you have no experience, especially if they're going to pay you a lot of money, right? The same thing applies in sales. You are paid what you are worth. And I know people that maybe lie about their experience to get their foot in the door. And that either goes one of two ways. The first way it can work and actually, you start making good money is you're able to talk the talk and walk the walk. Or you don't walk the walk and you're fired. Simple as. I've seen it happen with a few of our clients already, and that's something to be aware of. But at the end of the day, they all get there by consistently working every single day and moving the needle. Every single client of ours that does that sees success. Fact. Okay? So understand, it isn't easy and it is going to take work, but embrace it. Right? If it was easy, everyone would have it and it wouldn't be special. So that's that. Now the final one. There's only one way to make money online. Again, complete BS. Everyone is telling you there's only one way to do it, and one way to do it, and one way to do it. There isn't. There are multiple ways of doing it. Before I got into sales, I was dropshipping. I saw a lot of success dropshipping, but I didn't like it because it wasn't for me. It didn't match me as a person. Not everyone is made for sales. Not everyone is made for an agency. Not everyone is made for dropshipping. As humans, we're all different. We have different strengths, different weaknesses. Understand them so that you can make the right decision. If you're a good communicator, if you're someone that can eloquently put themselves out there, you're probably good for sales. If you're someone who is a bit, you don't really like speaking to people and you're very good at technology, you're probably better off dropshipping. Okay, and it's about understanding that. Because like I said, I started dropshipping and I saw success, but I did not enjoy it, so I stopped. And then I got into closing and I loved it. And that's the important thing, because you have to enjoy what you do to a degree. You have to wake up in the morning and be like, yes, let's get it done. I want to do it, okay? And dropshipping wasn't that for me. So understand, what are you good at? And then from there, you choose. Like, sit down and understand that first. Don't just go head first into something, okay? Or speak to someone, right, who actually knows about the industry, who can tell you if you're a good fit or not. Ask questions. You don't have to do it alone either. Speak to people, because that's the best thing you can do, well and truly. Speak to people who have done it, speak to people who are doing it, so that you can then ask them questions and make a judgment for yourself. okay? There isn't just one way to make money online. People have an agenda. Okay? Obviously, I want you to be a closer, but I'm making it very clear that I only want to work with people who are made for closing. Right? I'm not telling you that this is the only way you can do it, okay? I'm not saying that because it's not true. There's people succeeding at so many different things in the online space, so understand that too. And that also means if you give something a try because you think you're good at it and it didn't work, that you cannot be good at something else, okay? It works like that too. So maybe you tried dropshipping and it didn't work. Cool, try something else, try closing. If you want to make money online, if that's really what you want that freedom, because it's so satisfying when you get there. Honestly, it's amazing. So that's this video done, well and truly. The online space has been lying to you, and it's important to understand that, and it's important to know that there is not just one way of doing it. You don't have to lock yourself in a room all day and work. You don't have to make massive sacrifices. You don't have to quit your job. You don't have to cut out all the people in your life. You don't have to have 50 pounds left in your name after you invest in mentoring. You don't have to do anything, okay? Just be consistent with what you do it every day, and you will get there. It's all about consistency, okay? So, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one.